Are you broke? Do you not have enough money to buy the next best or meta-relevant Yu-Gi-Oh deck? If so, you've clicked on the right video, because today I'm going to be showing you guys a Yu-Gi-Oh deck that can actually compete in the meta or in your locals with only $30. And I know it sounds too good to be true, but let me show you how this is possible. You see, we use Phantom Knights, which everyone knows is a good, cheap deck. By removing cards like Cherubini, which are slightly on the expensive side, and adding in a P.U.N.K engine, we can actually get a solid core for a good deck. We can play hand traps like Effect Veiler, who are extremely cheap, cards like Dark Ruler No More, which are also cheap, and Call by the Grave, which we can get a lot of these cards from a structure deck if you already own these cards. However, if you don't, they're still fairly cheap. As you can see, $22 for a main deck, $6 for an extra deck, and 40 cents for a side deck. This is very, very strong. Of course, you're not using your entire extra deck and your entire side deck, so feel free to splurge a little bit more in order to get those extra cards, but this is the core of the deck, and this is all you really need to be playing to have a solid foundation when playing your locals and being able to still have a chance. This deck utilizes the P.U.N.K engine, which, if you don't know, so your Zayameen will activate its effect to add a Foxy Toon, which will pitch himself to special summon your Deer Note. Then you'll have a level 3 and a level 5 in order to go into your level 8, or if you somehow manage to get Foxy Toon and Zayameen, you can also go into your Amazing Dragon. Since we play so many level 3s like Terratop, Taketomberg, and the Phantom Knights, we're able to go into the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, which he pops one card on your opponent's side of the field and one card on your side of the field. If you pop himself, he can then special summon back the materials used to special summon him, make them level 4, which will allow you to extend your plays further. You can also use your rank up Magic Launch and your rank up Magic Force in order to go into Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon or an Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, two of which are one of the strongest boss monsters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! As your Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon basically negates everything on the field, sucks up all their attack and puts it into one strong ass monster. Very, very strong. Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon also says that once per turn you can detach one material from this card. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0, and this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack, allowing it to beat over almost any card that allows it to be targeted. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, then you can special summon one Xyz monster from your graveyard. And this is useful because if you play Phantom Knight's Breaksword, rank up Magic Force, activate Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon's effect, pitch material, you can then special summon back the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, which is just a cool little combo I like doing. Your Levier the Sea Dragon will allow you to detach a material, target one banished level 4 lower monster, special summon that to your field, which helps you extend your plays, and you play the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, which will allow you to, well, you guys get the idea. Phantom Knight Rusty Bardiche doesn't even have to be said, but yeah. Let's just go through the card by cards. We play Foxy Toon, Deer Note, Raider's Wing, Terratop, 2 Phantom Knights Stained of Greaves, 1 Sharkusai, 1 Ragged Gloves. We play 2 Ancient Cloak, 3 Zayameen, 1 Taketomberg. We play 3 Torn Scales, 3 Silent Boots, 3 Effect Veiler, 2 Dark Ruler No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, 1 Call By, 2 Emergency Teleport. You could run a third, it's up to you. 1 Rank Up Magic Force, 1 Rank Up Magic Launch, 3 P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session. This card's pretty useful. You can banish one P.U.N.K card from your graveyard, which if you manage to pull a P.U.N.K card, which is very easy to search, you can do your combo, banish a P.U.N.K card from your graveyard, special summon a P.U.N.K from your hand. Just useful, helps recycle some resources. And not only that, you can draw a card if you pay life points to activate a P.U.N.K card's effect, which if you don't know, pay 600 life points, add one P.U.N.K monster. So if you manage to draw this, activate it, normal summon Zayameen, Zayameen's effect activates, it'll allow you to draw another card, and hopefully you can draw into one of your negates, which your negates can be searched off of Rusty Bardiche. So your negates are Phantom Knight's Wing doesn't negate, but it can make a monster gain 500 attack and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, which is pretty useful. We play Phantom Knights of Shade Burgundy, and because it's a level 4, you get the idea, guys. We play 2 Fogblade. This is a negate, very strong trap. We play Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw. This is also a good negate. It's a negate card when you control a Dark Xyz monster, which we do have a lot of. Moving on to the extra deck, we play 1 P.U.N.K Rising Carp, one Amazing Dragon, one Dragon Drive. Those 3 are your Punk monsters. This is obviously going to be taken from your Sharakusai, because your Sharakusai is the one who helps you fusion summon this, and yeah, they're all pretty useful. Rising Carp will allow you to get out more monsters as well. I already explained the effects of these guys, so I'm not going to bother you guys by doing that again, but yeah. Moving on to the side deck, we play 3 Cosmic Cyclone. That's about it for the actual deck. Obviously, you can swap out a ton of different cards depending on your playstyle and how you want to play it. And without further ado, let's get into some test hands, because I want to show you guys what this deck is really capable of. Okay guys, so we've just started and we've drawn a pretty decent hand. Although it's not the best, we can still do quite a bit of this, because we can activate Rotar, grab the Phantom Knights of Torn Scales, we can normal summon Torn Scales, and we can activate Torn Scales effect. We can discard 1 card, send 1 Phantom Knights card from a deck to the graveyard except Phantom Knights of Torn Scales. Here, we are going to discard the Phantom Knight's Wing. Reason being is because the Phantom Knight trap cards have effects in the graveyard which will allow you to special summon themselves back to the field. Very useful. And yeah, here we can activate Phantom Knight. We can send Phantom Knight's Silent Boots. Resolve the Phantom. We can chain the Phantom Knight's Wings in order to bring back our Silent Boots. And we can then activate Staingrieve's effect to special summon himself, and we're not going to increase the level by 1. And what we can now do here is we can go into either one of these cards, but I think the play here is to go into our Rusty Bardiche, because this will then allow us to activate a few effects. We're going to activate this to send 1 the Phantom Knights monster from the deck to the graveyard, then set a spell or trap. So here we can look in our graveyard and look in the Banisher Zone and see which one we don't have. And the one we don't have is Ancient Cloak. So we're going to send Ancient Cloak to the graveyard in order to set a spell or trap. I'm going to set Fog Blade because it's a negate. We can then set another Fog Blade, and this just alone we have 2 monster negates, which is very, very OP for a 30 card deck. Like for a $30 card deck, it's very useful. And then we can also do this, activate Ancient Cloak. Now obviously if you had your wings, or we could add another copy of Fog Blade into the deck, we could search that and have 3 monster negates just off this basic combo. But instead what we're going to add now is we're going to add a Silent Boots. Reason being is we can activate Torn Scales effect. We can also activate his effect to special summon himself because we control another Phantom Knights card. And then we can further extend into these if you want, but I'm gonna go here into Levier, activate Levier's effect to pitch a material. I think we're gonna pitch Silent Boots because we can activate his graveyard effect in order to special summon back. Let's just special summon back Ancient Cloak because we can get Ancient Cloak's effect, targeting that, turning it to defense, boosting its attack just to make sure it can't get beat over in the next turn. And then we're going to activate Silent Boots' effect, which will allow us to add a Phantom Knight spell or trap from the deck to our hand. And then what we can do is we can go into Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic. And what this will allow us to do is, if we were to extend even further and special summon another card, like we could have gone into a Break Sword as well in order to activate one of our Rank Up Magic's effect in order to go into our other powerful boss monsters. But even this for a $30 deck is pretty useful because now you have follow up for the next turn as well. Because with the Phantom Knights cards, you've got cards in the graveyard which will allow you to have this grind game, have this long term, this longevity with this deck. And obviously your Fog Blade's 2 negates, pretty simple, pretty powerful, and yeah, that's it for test hand number 1. If you guys want more test hands, be sure to let me know, but I do have to go now, so don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, helps out the channel. Make sure you guys take it easy. I'll see you all in the next video, and bye.